So the story is called Sympathy Bar. I wrote it in my head a couple years back while I was driving. I've never actually written it on paper or recorded it or anything. So this is my first attempt at bringing it to life in some way. Enjoy. And then I went to Buffalo Breasts Incorporated and then I got a meal for three because I'm on a date with me. And then I was sitting there and, oh God, this guy won't shut the fuck up. And then I was talking to the girl about this movie I want to make. And then day in, day out, this guy just won't shut the fuck up. Well, here we are, the Sympathy Bar. During one of those weeks where everyone pretends to care about mental health and throws it around like a buzzword, the city decided to fund a sympathy bar. Not an actual bar that serves alcohol or any real purpose, just a place where people can come in and rant about their problems to underpaid people such as yours truly. Typically those who've gotten majors in archaeology or philosophy or journalism in my case. And then I got really fat and my fiance left me, and then Brando, our main customer. And then I was checking on social media and she was pregnant with some other guy's baby. This guy's a lot thinner than me and has long hair and it looks like he has basic discipline, and I had to get off social media forever. And then God, this guy just shares the same fucking stories every goddamn day. I hear it in my sleep even. Well, all that matters is I'm getting paid to... What the fuck? No, I'm not. I've been off work for 3 hours. I've been sitting in the parking lot. What the fuck? Time to go home. And so then I might go back to Buffalo Breasts Incorporated tonight. So I had to cut him off. Sorry, Brando, your session ended 2 hours ago. It's time for me to leave. Well, will I see you again tomorrow? As long as I don't get the balls to slit my own throat tonight, you will. In its heyday, the Sympathy Bar often had a line down the hall. Typically, we had a time limit of about 1 hour per person, but then a couple of our regulars died. So, with the lack of clientele, who don't have to pay for the place anyway, Brando decided to take up all the time. I was trying to reinstate the 1 hour limit again for the sake of my own sanity, but with not a single other person around, Brando was in luck. He had one person pretending to listen to him. Each day runs into the next. I hardly even know when I'm working anymore. He follows me to the break room and I'm too dead inside to tell him to fuck off. And then I watched the new Termorphers Ninja movie. And then I was walking down the street with all the dogs that I walk for a living, and this kid called me a fat ass and I was gonna go beat the fuck out of him, but I couldn't really get to him because my knees were hurting. If I want to die from liver cirrhosis one of these days, I should start taking a drink every time he shares the same story again. And so then I was at the strip club getting food from the buffet and started talking to this girl, and then she said she was making a movie, so I talked to her about this robots movie I wanted to make, and then well, here I go into another days of self-loathing again. About 3 years ago, I lost count of how many years I've worked in the Sympathy Bar. My main sense of time is on the basis of which bills are overdue, what's left to pay, and how little of my paycheck is left for the next 2 weeks. And so then, at the strip club, this girl said that she was in town to make a porno movie, and I recognized her from Anal Sluts 369, so I said I really liked that part when her and that other girl, did the 68 on each other, and then... As I drive home, the story plays through my head on a broken, endless loop. Sometimes I feel like he's actually sitting in the passenger seat. Sometimes I've accidentally driven him back to my place without even thinking about it. Suddenly, his visits to the Sympathy Bar became more frequent and even longer. And so then last night, I was at Buffalo Breasts Incorporated, and the owner, Scott, told me not to come back because I dry up all the girls there, and... Well, here we go. He's practically living at the Sympathy Bar. Why don't they give my job to him? That way he can talk to somebody who cares. The broken endless loop of his and rang through my head for a few more months. Till one day, my boss came to me. Hey, that guy, Brando, don't let him in here anymore, he's weird. For about 2 days, I was able to hear my own thoughts again. I was able to actually read a page or two of a book, make a list of things I plan to do now that my 20s are wasted and my 30s are on their way out too. But no, that thing, Brando, found my house. Now his daily goal is to wait outside and talk at me for the 30 seconds between when I leave and when I go to my car and when I come back. Hey, how's it going? I got this story to tell you. I was watching this duck last night, and as quickly as I discovered him, I rushed to my car. Work's been quiet, which is nice. Can actually hear myself think. But now I dread going home. Decided to see if it would be waiting for me or not. But tonight, when I got home, there it was. Then it saw me, excited for the pretense of human connection. Just like a neighborhood cat. If said cat had eaten 300 Garfields and had fat-ridden eyes that made Winnie the Pooh look like Nicolas Cage. Routine got to be about the same for another week. I'd rush out of my car, listen to a chorus of as I rushed to my door to get away from it. After another week or so of coming home to find this thing waiting for me, I decided, you know what? Fuck you. I'm gonna wait in my goddamn car and see how long you wait. So I sat in my car up the street. I parked far away, but much like looking at mountains from a distance, I was still able to see the girth of Brando from a ways back. Brando stood there. Game on, motherfucker. So I sat there. After a few hours, I started to feel a little pity and remorse. Then I passed out for a while. And I woke up. Lo and behold, there was nobody in front of my house anymore. Brando finally got the message. So I went about my days. Kinda wondered where he was, but also didn't really care to look. A week and a half later, we actually got a call from Scott, the owner of Buffalo Breasts Incorporated. Hey, one of my best friends named Brando, he said that he used to frequent your place a lot. I want to let you know he's dead. Color me totally indifferent. Not that I was glad Brando is dead. I just felt nothing. Brando suffered some kind of heartache. One of his best friends betrayed him, so he went back to his apartment and ate himself to death. They couldn't even get him through the front door. They had to cut down the fucking thing to get him out. In an Oscar-worthy performance of caring, I uttered, I'm really sorry. My condolences. Yeah, he was my best friend and all. I just can't believe that nobody cared about him. I was there every day for him. Yeah, that's what they all say. In death, they all come out like leeches. Well, the reason I was calling you is I was trying to get somebody to claim the body. You see, the family doesn't want anything to do with him. They said they're glad that he's done embarrassing them. But he's a great guy, and I want to get somebody to pay for the funeral. I don't make enough money to pay for a funeral right now. It'd be real nice if you could be a mensch and pay for the funeral. I mean, he's sitting in the freezer now, and he's taking up a lot of room. They've got other bodies ready to put in there, and they're not going to keep him in forever. His own family won't pay for it. They actually looted his apartment before they've even agreed to pay for anything. I'm sorry, but I don't have money to pay for it. It's really nice when people help one another. Apparently you don't care. I don't have money to pay for it. Human kindness is a really powerful tool. I don't have money to pay for a funeral. Kindness is what makes the world go round. Oh, shut the fuck up, I thought to myself, but didn't have the balls to say out loud. Days later, my boss came over to me. Yeah, I miss that Brando guy. He was a great guy. Great friend. Anyway, I've been told that nobody's gonna claim the body, so they're gonna give him a state-funded funeral. You don't want that. He wouldn't want that. I hope nobody does that for me. So, do you have a funeral's budget worth you can spare for his funeral? Come on, you of all people should know I can't do that. Kindness is a powerful tool. I just can't believe we're gonna sit here and let him be stuck with a state funeral. Unable to pay for a funeral with money I didn't have, nor did I want to spend on somebody I really didn't care about in the first place. I let the fates decide for him to have a state-funded funeral. They brought out a flatbed truck, placed his oversized casket onto it, and paraded it through the street. The underfunded chains broke loose, leading the casket to fall into the street and cause a major collision. Once this scene was cleaned up, they brought him to the crematorium. As I'm told, all the fat caused a grease fire, and killed at least 6 or 7 workers in the process. Later that day, Scott and my boss both came to work to confront me. Scott was extra livid about the whole thing. Now you listen, man. Brando's my best friend. Do you know how humiliating that was? You are a fucking asshole. My boss even seemed to join in on the charade. Brando was a great friend, and I don't understand why you had to let him go like that. Finally, I'd had enough. Shut the fuck up, all of you! Yeah, I was an asshole. You were an asshole, and you were an asshole too. We took away everything he had from him. Now look what happened. We're all guilty. None of you gave a fuck about him. You don't give a fuck about him now that he's dead. So fuck off. Point your fucking finger up your ass. Scott had to silence everyone and have the final say. In his death, he suffered a humiliation that I would not wish on my worst enemy. He died, alone, in pain. All this could have been avoided if you were a good person.